Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're on the large greenhouse today, and as you can see, I've got a bucket trap here and I've got mouse traps galore on the floor. So we've got a few ways of dealing with pests, and early spring here, mid-spring, we've got a lot of cucumbers. We've noticed that the mice have been digging them up. We've got just tray after tray looking like this here, and that's no good. You can see that we've only got one or two sprouted, so we've got to deal with the rodents before we can deal with the sprouting our actual cucumbers. So that is a setback, so we've got to get on top of that. I'm going to build myself a nice shelf and get these cucumbers moved down and sprouting while I deal with the mouse problem, because they're not really messing with any other crops other than my watermelons and my cucumber seeds. So they're digging those up before they get a chance to sprout, or as they sprout, and they're eating them. So I really wanted to share this awesome DIY easy free method. It's a mouthful there. So we've got this easy 5-gallon bucket trap. So this is a simple 5-gallon bucket, and as you can see, I just ran a hole through each side with a drill, put a wire through, and I have a Pringles can that just spins freely. You can see it spin right away. So you can use tin cans, you can use pop cans. There is a lot that you can use. We used PVC on one of these before, and it works all the same. It's all just the simple concept of having something free moving that's able to roll if any weight is displaced. And you can place your bait directly on. You can see we've used this for many years. This is about 3 years old, and this Pringles can has lasted. So we place our peanut butter or whatever here, and we will get our mouse to drop right in, because they'll come out and they'll fall right in, or we can place our food right in the trap. I'm going to show this completely set up and show some tips and tricks on how to get this to work the best, and how you can catch a whole dozen of mice in one. You can't always just use your mouse traps, and people say that these plastic ones don't work the best, but I find that they're actually very sensitive. If you kind of mess with them a little bit and tweak them and get them set real hair trigger, these are very effective also, but these are a kill trap. This bucket has holes in the bottom, and this is a non-kill trap. So this is just a much more humane method of catching a mouse than this one. I'm gonna give some tips and tricks. This is corn syrup. You can see this is like molasses. So I got a little spray jug of it, and oh man, it's stuck together. This stuff's like glue here. Yeah. Look at that stuff when it dries. I take it and we're gonna drop it down in the corner here. We're just gonna spray a little bit down in the corner. Throw this piece that was in the cap down there. So just in the corner where it's not gonna fall through the holes, we're gonna take some of our corn and wheat and chicken feed here. We're just gonna let that kind of soak up, and it'll be stuck to it. And all of this is just going to be like a little rock of corn and chicken food. So all of those mice are going to come down in there. I'm going to put a little bit of peanut butter on here, so they will come up across this and basically just fall right in. And once the peanut butter is gone, I will have all of this feed to catch them afterward. So hopefully we can really curb this rodent problem, because they put a real big hurting on our cucumbers and some of our watermelons. So we've got to really get that figured out, and we're going to get all these situated. But I wanted to share this with everybody and share those quick tips so everyone else can be using and making these free methods and using stuff you have around your house to catch and repel all of these pests. So we have all of these onions and stuff. We haven't really noticed any mice activity near any of our herbs, near any of our onions, basically just near our seeds and all of our cucumber seeds, like I said. So this is the main hotspot. So when you're placing these traps, if you make a couple of these bucket traps, you're going to place them at points of entry where you think rodents are coming in, or points of entry for yourself also, because that could be where they're coming from also. And then you want to place them near the active point. You want to put them where they keep coming back to find a food source. So all of these are going to be cleared out, and this is going to be in its place on this tonight. So when I'm putting this bucket in place, I'm going to be propping this little stick up here. However you prop it, these mice are pretty crafty. He will jump right across and he will get up there. Believe me, they will just find a way to get in that bucket. Welcome back, guys. We're out here midday the next day after we had set up this actual mouse trap and bucket here. So I basically picked all the mouse traps up. None of them had caught any mice. So we have got ourselves a mouse within maybe like 10 hours or something like that. So this is a tried and true. Last video where I had this bucket trap in action, I actually picked the mouse up and released it, but I don't have any gloves out here right now. So I'm gonna release him out in a wood pile so he doesn't want to come back here. It'll be far enough away so I can keep them out of all of my plants here. Everything's looking really good. Lots and lots of work. I had to get all of these up and situated to keep the mice and pests from tearing up all the cucumbers and melons. And I'm gonna build an additional table right next to it. I gotta pull all those off and use the same tarp and go across. So lots of moving parts, all the tomatoes down here, and I basically had to set up a little mousetrap area. So I'm not using this for anything right now. Got the 55-gallon drum out of here and drained. That was fun. So lots of cool stuff. Very windy day. It's about 55 degrees, and I wanted to come out here and share this after we had set that mouse trap up to show everybody your actual traps versus a bucket trap. So they're very promising and they work very well, and I wanted to share that and share the build and how easy and simple it is, and most of it is just recycled materials anyway. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video and sticking around.